Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk to you about how we pick out our real Christmas tree every year and some of the mistakes that we've made in the past, like not looking at the strength of the branches to make sure that it'll hold our heavy ornaments, or not even realizing that the tree is dried out and isn't going to last us all the way until Christmas. This video should save you some time, money, and a whole lot of cleaning at the end. So if any of that interests you, grab your coffee and let's have a chat. This week is all about decorating for the holidays in our house, and I want to bring you guys along for every step. Since we celebrate Christmas, we've been busy putting up our trees, getting out our stockings, and starting to think through our decor. This video is going to be part one of a 3-part decorating series that I want to do this week. We are going to be decorating the whole house together, but first we're going to focus on how to pick out that tree. All right, so the 4 most common types of Christmas trees are fir, pine, spruce, and cedar. Fir are the ones that I'm going to get into in a little bit more detail, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the other genus as well. So pine are soft, fluffy, and very gentle. Their needles are long and soft and often form in clusters, but their branches are very weak and they are not good for heavy ornaments. They have a very soft and airy look. You should choose pine if you want to decorate lightly and want a very natural look. Spruce, on the other hand, have strong branches and very sharp needles, but the longevity of them are not great, so they will not last a long time indoors. If you've ever decorated a tree and felt like you were getting stabbed, that was probably a spruce. Blue spruce especially have very sharp, rigid needles that can actually hurt your hands as you hang ornaments, so I would strongly recommend you using some gloves. Cedars are beautiful but delicate. Their needles are feathery and lace-like. They smell incredible, but they have very short lives indoors. Their branches are also very weak. So this is perfect for minimalist decor or outdoor use because they are not great for heavy ornaments. So now let's talk about fir Christmas trees. For my needs and the look that I want, this would be my best option. The needles are soft, flat, and flexible, and the branches are strong and hold heavy ornaments. It has great indoor longevity, and the scent is really great on most varieties. All right, so now let's talk through the different types of fir trees. And I have some notes here so I can read them right off to you guys. All right, first we have the Fraser fir, which is best all around. It has strong branches for heavy ornaments, excellent needle retention. It's slimmer and has a symmetrical shape and has a silvery underside to the needles. This is a tree that almost never disappoints. Next, we have the noble fir, which is known as a designer magazine tree. So if you really want a high-end expensive look, this is it. It has very strong branches and is beautifully layered and goes really, really well with ribbons, big ornaments, and other decorative picks. The Nordman fir is known to be the longest lasting tree and is one of the reasons why it's so popular in big box retailers in my area. It is known for its needle retention and is known to be the longest lasting Christmas tree of all of the ones that we've talked about. It stays fresh for a full 5 to 6 weeks indoors, and the branches hold more weight than you would expect. But it has very low fragrance, so if you're looking for something that is very, very fragrant, this is probably not going to be the tree for you. The Douglas fir is the most popular amongst big box retailers in my area and is the most budget friendly of them all. It has dense, fluffy branches and a strong fragrance, but it is not good for heavy ornaments. It has a nostalgic, traditional, cozy Christmas feel. The balsam fir is the most fragrant of them all, but its branch strength is medium strength, so it's not going to hold as heavy an ornament as the ones that I've read previously. But this is going to be the one that you want to choose if you want your home to smell like Christmas morning for a full month. All right, so a couple ways that you guys can go pick out your Christmas tree. What we like to do is we like to go to an actual tree farm and we go and tag our Christmas tree in early October, and then we go back the day after Thanksgiving and we actually have the tree cut down and we bring it back home and decorate it. But there's a lot of other ways you can get it too. You can get a pre-cut tree, and there is where you need to pay attention to how fresh the tree is and if it's a little bit more dried out. So how can you tell if it's dried out? Well, there's a couple tests that you can run on the tree to make sure that it's still nice and fresh. The first thing that you can do is just gently pick up the tree and tap it back down on the ground. And if you see a handful of needles falling off that tree, you know that tree is already starting to dry out and may not last you all the way until Christmas. The other thing that you can do is look to see how flexible the branches still are. If the branches are still very flexible and very bouncy, once again, that's a great sign that you have a very, very freshly cut tree. You can also scratch the trunk of the tree, and when you scratch it, you should be able to find a nice moist layer underneath that is not dried out. Also, when you're looking at the tree, you want to make sure you're looking at all sides and spinning it to make sure that there aren't any large gaps that you're going to have to fill later on. And you always, always, always want to make sure that you measure for the tree before you go to the tree farm. You want to make sure you know how wide your space can fit and how tall. You want to make sure that you are about 1 foot away from the ceiling so that you have room for that tree topper. All right, so you guys have picked out your tree, you guys have put it in the car, you guys have brought it home, and now what do you do with it? Well, the first thing that you want to do with it is cut off that last ½ inch of the tree trunk. And the reason being is that sap could have already sealed off that freshly cut wound and it won't be drinking any water. So you want to make sure that the tree stays nice and healthy and is able to intake as much water as it needs. So once you've cut it off, now you can put it in the tree stand and make sure that that tree stand is full of water at all times. The first 48 hours is crucial that that tree continues to drink water. Just remember that a freshly cut tree can drink up to 1 gallon of water a day. So it's imperative that that water bowl in the tree stand stays full all the time. A little pro tip too. Before setting the tree into its stand, I like to make sure I put a layer of cardboard under the stand itself. 1, to help protect the floor, but 2, it makes sliding the tree around a lot easier without you having to worry about scratching the floor or getting water all over the place. Now, I hear a lot of people talk about adding things like pennies or aspirin to their water of their tree just to keep it fresh throughout the entire season, but honestly, I have found that to be an old wives' tale. The only thing that I use is this product called Prolong, and I'll make sure to link it in the description box below if you guys are interested, but it really helps keep the tree fresh throughout the season. In fact, I even use it in my cut flower arrangements throughout the entire year, and it really does help preserve and prolong the flowers. And that's really it. Those are really all the tips I have for you guys in terms of picking out your real Christmas tree. Leave in the comments below if I've forgotten anything. And as always, if you like this sort of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And join me on Wednesday as we start decorating the tree.